What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Shanti Das. I am the host of the Mibo podcast. And as we know, it's MI for mind and BO for body. It really is truly about mind, body, and wellness. And we've just been so excited to be on this journey with you all, with Johnson & Johnson, with our hip hop community. As you know, season 1 has been dedicated to hip hop turning 50. True hip hop icon on with us today. And I'm fangirl, and I wore my little female empowerment shirt today because
I love it. It looks gorgeous.
thank you so much, y'all. I am so excited about today's episode. We're going to shine a light on vision and how we care for our eye health, right? And it's so important. And you see a lot of us in hip hop rocking the frame, some of us doing it just to be cool and fly, but some of us really need it now.
Yes.
So on today's episode, we have someone who truly has an incredible journey in hip hop, someone that I certainly looked up to when I was a young girl coming up, and she really set the tone for female rappers and MCs, y'all. Let's give it up for rapper and radio personality Roxanne Shanté.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, we're just so grateful, and I remember I had the great pleasure of meeting you, I guess about a year or two ago when we did an event for Rock the Bells, and then you had me on your Sirius XM show. So grateful to be back in your company today.
Thank you, sweetie. And I am so thankful also.
Thank you. And next we have joining us as our subject matter expert, the amazing Lori Tierney, who is the president of Johnson & Johnson Vision. Welcome, Lori.
Thank you, ladies. Super excited to spend this time with you on something that's so critically important.
Yes, absolutely.
No doubt. So I'm going to jump right in. I want to read some stats from the National Eye Institute. Black/African American people are at higher risk for some eye diseases like cataracts, glaucoma, and diabetic retinopathy. Many of these diseases are linked to other health conditions that affect overall health like diabetes, high blood pressure, don't have symptoms at first, and can cause vision loss or blindness if they're not treated. In fact, Black and African American people have the highest rates of vision loss and blindness caused by eye disease. And these rates are getting higher, y'all. The good news is that comprehensive dilated eye exams can find that many of these eye diseases, if detected earlier, are treatable. So we want to jump right into this. And I want to ask you, Shanté.
Yes.
Did you ever wear glasses as a kid growing up, or did you wear readers like in recent years?
Actually, I didn't. Actually, I did not. I did not wear glasses when I was younger. I remember, we always wanted to go and have that eye exam where you cover one eye, and it used to be the little pictures of the houses and the trees and the dog and the cat and the moon and different things like that. And so, no, I must say that I was blessed to have excellent eye health. I really was not concerned about eye health until I actually gave birth to my daughter, who was born prematurely. And she was born weighing only 880 grams. That's 1 pound, 15 ounces. But she's absolutely great now. She's all the way into her 30s. But back then, she was considered a micro preemie. But what she was born with was detached retinas.
Oh.
So I really had never had any interaction with, needing to know about eye health, needing to be able to see an optometrist, needing to be able to go to the doctor until she was born. And then as I got older and realized that I had suffered from high blood pressure, and sometimes you would get the pains, not just in your head, but you're thinking you're having a headache, but in all reality, it's behind the eye. So you don't really know where it's located. So that was another reason that made me decide to jump onto my eye health and say, okay, you know what? Let me start going and checking out my vision. Regardless to everyone wanting to wear the cool frames or wear the frames. And they used to tell us, oh, well, listen, if you take the lens out and just wear the frame, it's better for your eyes. So that's what we were doing. It was because for some reason,
especially in hip hop, right? That was the cool thing.
It was definitely the cool thing. So recently, what made me decide to go and pick me up some glasses and be able to say, okay, you know what? I'm driving. As you can see, I'm in my car now because I'm always on the move. I never get a chance to just sit still. I pull over, I park, I take care of whatever I need to take care of, and then I keep it moving. And one of the things that I'd seen was I was starting to see reflections. I was starting to get that that light was coming towards me. And you know how you see on TV, they be like, buy these glasses, it'll make you see clear at night. Well, let me just let you know, go and see a professional, because those shits don't work. You know what I mean? So I had inside of my glove compartment, I had all these different glasses, and I decided to go in, and that's when I found out, like, listen, I needed 2 sets of glasses. I needed one because my vision, you know, because of age, things get a little blurry. You start looking, anytime, this is what he told me, anytime you can't read the pill, you got to chill. And that's when I realized, okay, that's it.
Thank you for that. I really just again want to thank your openness because we don't talk a lot about eye health in our community.
Yes.
And I think it's really important. And I want to also ask you, when you did get your eye exam and started wearing prescription glasses, did you have any other health challenges that you think might have been like, you know, a factor that led you to need prescription glasses, or was it just normal wear and tear?
You know, I think it's a little more than normal wear and tear because I suffer from high blood pressure, but also I recently lost my mom, and
Oh,
I had
very
never
sorry.
cried so much. I lost like my mom, my dog, and like 2 favorite uncles during COVID. And
Mm,
I had never cried so much that I literally thought, okay, let me go to the eye doctor because I'm sure that I done shattered something in my eye from crying so
mm,
much. And
mm.
that's when he actually told me, like, no, that's not the case. That doesn't happen that way. He said, this, you know, you are born with enough tears for life. He said, so don't worry, you can't damage that. He said, you're born with enough tears for life. And I was like, okay, because I thought I was all cried out at one point. And he
Mm.
told me, he said, no, it's wear and tear, but also hypertension, high blood pressure, as we like to call it, does affect your eyes
Thank
because of
you.
the pressure behind the eyeballs. So yeah, definitely. So mine came from wear and tear, but also a high blood pressure scare. See, I'm still a rapper, so you know my things rhyme every now and
Yeah,
then.
I love that. That's why you are who you are. And let me just say on a serious note, you know, my condolences to you because
Thank you.
the grief journey never ends, right? I like to say we
No,
find pathways forward. I lost my mother over a year ago and my sister 4 years ago. So certainly sending you love and hugs
thank you, thank you,
virtually
thank you,
as you
thank you.
continue to grieve. I want to bring Lori into this conversation because I
Yes.
think you touched on some really important things. Lori, can you talk a little bit more about why vision is important to Black and Brown communities in terms of management, care, and treatment? And more specifically, if we could really get into like the risk factors and warning signs that affect people of color. And then also like, why is the eye exam, like Roxanne Shanté did, why is it so important, you know, to our regular behavior?
I think it's a great question. And I know that the whole focus of your program is around mind and body wellness. So I love stating the facts. We're well aware, and you talk about it all the time in your programming around health disparities.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, we know that Black and Brown communities, they continue to be less likely to get an annual comprehensive eye exam. And we know that 4 out of 5 Black people essentially have had some intervention relative to their eye health. But what we'd like to create is the opportunity for everyone at any age to engage an eye health professional. An optometrist is a professional eye doctor that supports those annual comprehensive eye exams. So it's really important to get to see the optometrist every year. We at Johnson and Johnson are really committed to ensuring that eye health is accessible to everyone. And a lot of the work that we do is work done in local communities, supporting eye care professionals, and to ensure that the eye care professionals that really reflect the complexion of the patient populations that they serve have all of the appropriate eye health, anatomy, and physiology education tools, and ensure that the conversations are being had are ones that are going to share when you return to your household. If you're a mom taking care of children and you're bringing your children in for a comprehensive eye exam, it then becomes the standard for every year your children having comprehensive eye exams. Generally speaking, women are the healthcare accelerators in any household, and
Yes.
women have played an instrumental part in ensuring their care for the health of their parents, for the health of their children, and for the health and well-being of their siblings, family, and friends.
Thank you. That's great information. And the last thing I'll ask you, is there a certain age group or time frame that you really should start, getting help and getting those eye exams?
Yep, I say there are points across the continuum of our life where it's critically important. For kids, by and large, eye health starts, generally speaking, when they start school. There's a baseline eye exam for children, which is critically important. You know, and I know the way we see the world basically enables how we determine how we feel about the world, what we think about the world, how we connect things, and how we connect with one another. It's a key pathway to learning. So for children, by and large, a comprehensive eye exam when they start school is critically important. And ideally, that eye exam is something that's repeated on an annual basis. Generally speaking, and you referenced this, Shanté, after you had your daughter and your daughter had her issue with being a micro preemie and obviously being born with an eye experience that required intervention, the ophthalmologist performed that intervention. And therefore,
Yes.
there's probably a unique experience to her life that is more routine relative to eye care. But over the course of aging, mature and aging eyes require more attention from your eye health professionals.
Absolutely. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Shanté.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we said the same thing. Like we both were like, absolutely, because that was definitely a great amount of information that was so needed, especially knowing when we're supposed to start. Because if it wasn't for a lot of us that grew up in urban areas, and for a lot of us that didn't grow up in conventional households, our first experience with being able to have an eye exam was going to school, was the first time you went. Like, as you noticed, like the first thing I said was when I went to school, and I remember looking at the house and the this and the turn the paper this way and turn the paper that way. But I have a question for you, and I'm it's not really like a medical question, but it is something that I think now has definitely escalated and elevated the issues that we have in the community of color, is these eyelashes. Like everybody's wearing these heavy, thick eyelashes, and they're doing it. Have you seen that has there been a difference in what has taken place as far as eye health because of that? And you know what I mean when they're getting these big eyelashes glued on now, like that is the new thing. And I don't remember that growing up. I remember a lot of mascara, but I didn't remember a lot of lash. Like I remember everybody using a whole bunch of Maybelline, but now they're literally putting like little wigs on their eyes.
So I'll take that. The risk to eye health there, and you talked about, retinopathy being an issue with the back of the eye. The risk to eye health as it relates to the lashes has to do with the front of the eye, and it's really more infection risk than anything else. Our goal is to ensure we've got an impairment-free reality as we see and experience life. So our best day and the guidance that would come from any optometrist and ophthalmologist is use what you have naturally as it relates to your beauty routines. Obviously, you want to enhance whatever it is you want to enhance, but you have to be really, really careful as it relates to the whole lash experience and the glam experience to ensure that infection prevention is top of mind. Whether it's the application or the maintenance or the removal, you want to maintain that natural lash line and the natural health and well-being of your lash line to not be an impediment to your vision.
Thank you, Lori. That was a great question, Shanté. I never even really thought about that, but she's right. I think that's why it's so important also, to Lori's point, when you're removing makeup, even just regular makeup on a daily basis, right? That you're caring for your eyes properly. I certainly know my journey to eye health started probably in the last 10 years, just regular maintenance and managing, my eye health. I went from having 20/20 vision to being farsighted. Then I was nearsighted. And then I didn't even know you could be near and farsighted. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am both near and farsighted. I have glasses. Y'all, sometimes I feel like Fran Sanford. I got glasses all around my house, prescription frames. I used to have that little drawer with all my readers, but now they're actually prescription frames. But, all jokes aside, it's been quite a journey. And even now with me being in menopause, I have what's called dry eye. I never heard of that. I didn't even know that it could be a thing that was related to menopause. And it was both of my doctors, my ophthalmologist, my optometrist, as well as my OBGYN as a female said, yeah, dry eye is actually a thing. So I don't even know if you ever heard of that, Shanté, but
Wow.
it's
Well,
a thing. I have to, yes,
well, baby,
it's no
I'd rather
joke
for
either.
my eye to be dry.
Back to your
Leave
rhymes,
everything else
number
alone.
one.
Let the eyes dry.
And number two, you referenced that, you asked the doctor, was all of the hardship and grief journey that you've been on really impacting you and your eyes as a byproduct of all of your tears. So my father always said, tears are a gateway to the soul. And we
Yes.
experience and live life as a
Mm.
byproduct of that emotion that is right there. But from a dry eye perspective, it is very real. It is a disease that can impair vision. Again, you could have a super healthy back of the eye, but if your tear film is unstable, i.e., if your eyes are dry and they feel crunchy and you can feel when you're blinking that you don't have the moisture that you need, it's critically important to maintain that moisture and lubrication. And there are opportunities to support dry eye through eye drops. And there are even medical interventions like a procedure called LipiFlow that actually puts a medical device on your eye to stimulate, to stimulate the glands in your eye that are deep down into the upper and lower lids to actually release some of that natural lubricant that creates the tear film stability and comfort in your eye.
Thank you, Lori. I'm doing my drops now properly because, like any other patient, I wasn't doing it right, and it was impairing my vision when I was driving. And I finally was like, I got to do something about it. So, anyway, enough of my eye journey. I want to get back to Shanté. I was reading something online from a young lady named Alyssa G. And she said, after countless Zoom meetings and hours of facing the screen, glasses have undeniably become a vital part of our everyday wardrobe, which is very true. Not only are they an effective way to block blue light and work more comfortably, but it's also an outlet to show off your unique style. So Shanté, have you gotten fancy with any of your prescription frames to make a statement, or you just kind of buy what you see in the store?
Well, I did go and get me a nice pair of frames, and I wish I would have brought them with me. But here's the thing, because I am a new eyeglass wearer, new to glasses, I tend to forget them a lot. Like I
Ah,
keep them at home by the bed when I'm supposed to keep them in my pocketbook. And then sometimes if I'm in the house, I leave them in the car. And I never understood why people who wore glasses said, oh no, I have a few pairs. Now I understand that. So now I got to step my game up and get some more pairs so that this way I can have them in the car, in the house, and everything else. Because the main thing that you want to do is you never want to be caught without your vision. Like,
mm-mm.
how can you be somewhere and not? So now it's like, even if I'm somewhere and something happens, I can't really read a label, and that can be dangerous because if you
Yeah,
don't read a label, you don't know what it is.
that's
And
right.
like, my little motto, if you can't see the pill, then you just got to chill. You got to
Yeah,
wait until you can get somewhere where you can find out what it is.
that's
But
right.
also too, they have so many different varieties, so many different fashion styles that
Mm-hmm.
you can put on a pair of glasses and it can actually change your self-esteem, your look, your walk. People think that it doesn't, but it does. You can put on cat eyes and feel sexy. You can put on, a stronger
Yes.
frame and feel more dominant and more intelligent. So it just depends on what it is. I think librarians, they understood from the beginning that there's something about them glasses and the masses, baby, that just works for you.
Thank you. I love how you describe everything. You're such a fun guest. We gotta talk more.
Oh,
I'm
thank you,
like,
sweetie.
I'm
Thank
loving
you.
this. So
I
Lori,
want
I
to
want to go. Oh, go
I
ahead,
was going
please.
to
Go
say,
ahead,
I just
please.
wanted to add, obviously, glasses can absolutely change the way people see the world. And based on
Yes.
who you are and how you operate and how you move in the world, some people, glasses are the right choice for them. Others, they opt into contacts. And
That's
when I
right.
was younger,
That's very true.
I used to believe that, contacts were for young people and glasses were for older people. And what I've come to learn over the course of my own journey is there are options that exist for everybody at different ages and stages of life. There are children that require vision correction for myopia, and there are children as young as 7 years of age that are basically fitted for contact lenses that they wear at night to basically support, I'd say, progression free myopia for children. There
Yeah.
are teenagers who are athletes, musicians, you name it. They want to be physical, and
That's
in
right.
so doing, they want to create a complete range of vision that contact lenses support more of their lifestyle. And then when you think about our parents, whether or not they're managing a cataract situation, where they're having to have cataract surgery, they have opportunities for intraocular lenses that
Mm.
basically have a monofocal, so they could still wear glasses with monofocal lenses, or a multifocal lens. And it's been really impressive to learn about how active people in their late 60s, late 70s, and 80s, they want to maintain their autonomy and independence. And they get to do that because there are intraocular lenses that support their ongoing, zest for life and the ability for them to do what they want to do.
Thank you for including that because, silly me for thinking that it's just about the frames, but so many people wear contact lenses. I know a lot of my girlfriends and family members wear them. I just am not good with putting things in my eye every single day. I barely can do the drops properly like I should. But to your point, from a vision and eye health perspective, you can either have frames or you can have contacts. You just figure out what works best for you and your lifestyle. I want to ask you again, Lori, one more thing. We know that Johnson & Johnson has some programs that can help individuals across their entire eye health journey. Can you talk a little bit more and specifically about the Vision Made Possible program that you're doing at Johnson & Johnson, and also talk about eye health and the effects of prolonged screen time and that sort of thing with blue light and all that?
Yep, absolutely. Happy to. So, what I love the most about Vision Made Possible is that it really is a reflection of Johnson & Johnson's vision, no pun intended, to ensure that everyone can experience optimal sight. No matter your challenge, the goal is always to create that experience where you can see your best and be your best. You like that play on words there?
I like it.
We launched Vision Made Possible. It's a global effort to raise awareness, and I get to represent it in the Americas, like what that means for the populace of America. But it's really about awareness and igniting the conversation about the importance of eye health, like what you're doing right here, ensuring that the conversation is happening, ensuring that we're equipping eye care professionals to have the right conversations at the right points of intervention to support ongoing extension of healthy vision and to correct vision so that it could get to its optimal state of health. But we'll anchor to what we've explored here 2-3 times already. The annual comprehensive eye exam, where to go, what to expect, how to communicate, and then to take that experience and pass it on. That's really what Vision Made Possible is about. We talk about children's vision. We talk about young adult, mature adult, and the aging eye. And that comprehensive eye exam in Vision Made Possible really, really equips both sides of the party to come to the table and have the right conversation. So greater awareness of eye health from childhood myopia to presbyopia and cataracts. That's really what we're standing for at Johnson & Johnson Vision.
That's incredible. And then how bad do you think the blue lights are for us? With so much screen time and phone time, I try to really minimize my screen time each week and be a little bit more cognizant and aware of, the strain that I'm putting on my eyes every single day. But everything is visual, right? We're in this visual age, and even, with AI and so much else, any further recommendations there?
Yeah, I mean, sight is precious, and blue light does have an adverse effect on your eye health over time. So, the best thing you can do relative to screen time, and because screens are everywhere, we get into our car, we've got now a big screen that we're following on GPS.
Yep.
We've
Yep.
got our phones, we've got our iPads, we've got our laptops, we've got our desktops. You can't go to an airport or a train station without having to read screens, close, middle, and distance vision. The best thing you can do is to ensure that you are protecting your eyes from the harmful effects of blue light. So these little pink glasses, they're actually cute, but they also have a blue light protection in them. And because
Okay.
I do spend a ton of time on computers, I'm super conscious of it. My kids are 17 and 15. I am
Yes.
very well aware of the screen time that pops up on my weekly summary. And we have those conversations because you want to preserve your eye health as long as you can to extend the health of your eyes and the health of your overall mind body connection, everything that you stand for.
That's right. Mibo lifestyle, baby. Mind and
Mibo
body.
lifestyle. I'm all in.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right, ladies, we are almost done, but I have two last very important questions. So I'll start with
Okay.
you, Shanté.
Yes.
What is your call to action for BIPOC communities, the hip hop community, as it relates to your eye health? What should we be doing moving forward in the next 50 years of hip hop and in our communities?
Well, I think what we need to do is we need to come up with a campaign that encourages people that it's no need to just go to the concert and hear it. You want to go to the concert and see it. So make sure that you take care of your eye health. It's one thing that not everybody is going to get seats in the front row. And even then, you don't want to be in the front row and can't see the show. It's blurry. So we want to make sure that, that we encourage people to take care of their eye health. So it may be some way that we're able to encourage that or tie that into concerts so people don't see it as something. And also too, to encourage the fact that glasses are cool. Glasses are the it thing. People are wearing, don't just wear shades. Some people just wear shades. It's good, but you want to be able to also know whether or not you need a prescription lens. We
That's
need to
right.
also make that cool again. So I think for me going forward, you'll hear me speak more about it, but I will also lead by example, and I will start keeping my glasses in the car. So maybe I'll start wearing them when I'm on my lives more so that people can understand and see what's going on. But I definitely know that there is something that can be done, and what I am able to do personally, I will definitely push it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, I got my Warby Parkers, and even my sunglasses that I have, I put prescription lenses in them. So to your point, it's important. And when I go to my concert, Lord knows I have to have my glasses so I can see people like you on stage doing their thing. Lori, what's your call to action for our community?
My call to action will always be comprehensive eye exams. Get educated. jjvision.com gives the entire playbook for patients and eye health professionals alike to have the conversation that's going to make the difference, one patient at a time. I advocate for my parents, my children, my sibs, my family, my friends. Do that. Pass it on. The other two things I'll highlight is AccuView and Clear Vision for You, two additional websites to get educated on what works best for you from a lifestyle standpoint.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And last question of the day, but one of the most important ones, as season 1 is dedicated to Hip Hop 50. Shanté, when did you
Yes.
fall in love with hip hop?
I don't know if I fell in love with hip hop or I fell in love with words being able to rhyme. Because the very first time that I fell in love with words being able to rhyme was Nipsey Russell. And I got to also say Dr. Seuss books, like The Cat, The Hat. So definitely. And that led to my love of hip hop. So if I had to say the very first time I fell in love with hip hop, it wasn't really quite hip hop yet. It was a Dr. Seuss book, and it was also Nipsey Russell.
I love that. And that ties back into the vision theme because it's reading, right?
Yes.
Being able to read those back in the day. That's so beautiful. I love that. What about you, Lori?
I fell in love with hip hop being a kid of the 80s. I continue to fall in love with hip hop generation after generation. And for me, I say decade after decade. Queen Latifah is still someone that I adore. I was so smitten with UNITY. I mean, that got me. I'm from the city of brotherly love. So DJ Jazzy Jeff, obviously Questlove. There is, the sound of Philly that precedes my birth, but will always be in my blood. And then there's the hip hop community that continues to be amazing with Jay-Z and with Tyler, the Creator. I mean, I think about what my kids now listen to at age 17 and 15. It connects us. It's beautiful. It's the language of love.
I love that. And again, I just got to give my props to Roxanne because, when the Roxanne's came out and it was all these different versions, I was like, yes, we got a female doing it. You did your thing, Shanté.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm such a fan, and we're so grateful to have you on the Mibo Show. I ask that you all, continue to pour back into your communities.
Yes.
Share this. This has been such a good episode. Like, this may be one of my favorites. Like, y'all were both amazing people to interview, and
Thank
such
you.
good information on eye health and vision for our community. Make sure y'all take those great resources that Lori mentioned. Everything that they're doing with Johnson & Johnson Vision around eye health is so important to our community. So we just appreciate y'all. We thank you, and God bless you both for being on the Mibo Show today. Love, peace, and can continue to live the Mibo way. Thank you both, Roxanne Shanté and Lori Tierney.